May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from harm. May all beings love life. May all beings awaken. Welcome to another Cuke Audio mini podcast. I'm DC Poobah of Cuke Audio and Cuke Archives. I pray that you and yours are safe and comfortable, free from economic hardship, and able to get out and do whatever it is you want within the limitations of the universal precept of do as little harm as possible. So, wow, listen to the rain, huh? I could close the room out, turn on air conditioning, so that was not as pronounced, but sort of nice, huh? I love it. I'd like to go out there. Maybe it'll keep going, and after I get through with this podcast, I'll rush down there and sit out. Or I don't rush, because I have to go downstairs. Go very slowly down there and sit and enjoy the rain, which I really do. Wow, it's going, huh? So look, today I'm gonna read something from a teacher named Barry Magid, Magid. I might be mispronouncing it. It might be Magid. You can search for him on Barry Magid, BARRY, MAGID.com. That's his professional site. His Zen site is ordinarymind.com. And from ordinarymind.com, I will read you a sentence on him. Barry Magid, or Magid, or Magid, is a psychoanalyst and Zen teacher whose life and work has been dedicated to the integration of Western psychoanalytic psychology with Zen Buddhist practice. Do you think it should be life and work has been, or life and work have been? And Britt Pylan sent me this. He's an old Shinya Suzuki student, and just sent his messenger message. And I liked it, and I thought, heck, I'm going to read that tonight, because I think that's good advice. So here we go. You can't do it wrong, Barry Magid. Master Dogen, 1200 to 1253, said Zazen was not a meditation technique, but was instead the Dharma gate to enjoyment and ease. Yet how often we stray from that reminder, especially when we're sitting alone. Technique is something we can do right or wrong, well or badly. True practice is about being grounded in a place far from those dichotomies. So we need to come to our practice in such a way that we not get lost in dualisms of right or wrong, progress or lack of it. I have found that a good way of maintaining this perspective is to liken sitting to looking in a mirror. When you sit down on your cushion, the state of your mind and body automatically appear to you, the way your face instantly appears in a mirror. The mirror does all the work. You can't do it right or wrong. Approach your sitting in the same way. You can't do it wrong. It's not a technique to master or something you can fail at. It's just being yourself, being your experience of this moment over and over. It's simple, but if we're honest, not always easy. Why? Because we don't always like what we see in the mirror. We are tempted to either turn away or try to touch up the image. We want our sitting to make us what we are not. We want to be calm, clear, or enlightened. We'd like to be able to call that rejection of ourself just as we are our aspiration. but all too often it's just another word for self-hate. Sitting, first and foremost, is just sitting with who we are, what we see in the mirror. Our practice is to sit and look and say to ourselves over and over, "That's me." cherish, cherish your questions, but do not chase after answers. Sit still amid your doubt, restlessness, loneliness, and anxiety. They are not obstacles to your practice. They are your practice. Practice will expose the roots of our emotional distress. The Buddha taught, and our practice will reaffirm, that our underlying fear of change plunges us into the futile attempt to hold on to something permanent, to imagine against all evidence that our self can somehow be made invulnerable. Though we may start out with the fantasy that our practice will be a road to that invulnerability, it turns out just the opposite. Practice teaches us to sit with the vulnerability we all try to avoid, and to gradually learn to abide within the ongoing flux of our ever-changing consciousness and ever-shifting physical sensations. When we first look into our mirror, we naturally focus on our face and how we think we look to ourselves and others. But if we look longer and gradually become less preoccupied with how we look, we may start to notice the rest of the room behind us is also reflected in the mirror. Maybe there is even a window in the room, and the world outside is also glimpsed in our mirror. The room, the window, the outside world, all that is also part of the me we see in the mirror. The more we look, the more we see in the mirror. The more we include, and the harder it is to draw a boundary between me and everything else in the mirror. It's all me. So, although you think you are sitting alone, you may gradually become aware that you are sitting in the midst of the whole world. If you're reading this, you're not practicing alone. You're connected to a community of fellow readers and practitioners who are all trying to find their way on the path. Let us enjoy our practice together. Pretty good, huh? Barry Magid, he's a Dharma heir of Joko Beck, and that lineage goes back to Bernie Glassman, Edo Shimano, Maizumi. Bernie Glassman, does not go to Edo. He does. Barry Glassman goes back to Maizumi. Barry Magid started with Edo Shimano in New York, and went to Barry Glassman, and then to Joko Beck, stuck with Joko Beck. Never heard anything bad about Joko Beck. Sorry I didn't get to meet her or know her. This has been a Cuke Audio mini podcast. I'm DC Poobah of Cuke Audio and Cuke Archives, coming to you from sleepy Sanur and rainy Sanur. That's what they call Hujan Deras. That's one way of saying it. Heavy rain. And I'm here with Doggy Bandita, Feline Cuchita, and dear lovely Katrinka. And we're wishing you and yours and all of us a grand awakening.